They believe comfort is the enemy of development. And yet, most people spend their entire lives chasing comfort, never realizing it's the one thing holding them back. You weren't born to just exist. You were born to grow, to rise, to become more. But here's the truth. Your potential doesn't dwell inside your comfort zone. It lives far beyond it. If you're wary of feeling stuck, if you know deep down there's more inside you, then this message is for you. Every day you choose safety over challenge, you're selling your future for familiarity. It's subtle, but it's deadly. Your comfort zone whispers, stay here. It's warm. It's safe. You know what to expect. But comfort doesn't build strength. It doesn't spark innovation. It doesn't shape leaders. Discomfort is where transformation lives. Think about the people you admire, the game changers, the pioneers, the ones who had a significant difference. Do you think they got there by playing it safe? Absolutely not. They stepped into the unknown. They sensed fear, doubt, and opposition, and moved nevertheless. That's courage. That's growth. That's how possibility becomes power. Every time you stretch, you grow. Every time you take a risk, you grow your capacity. And every time you burst through the barriers of comfort, you go one step closer to the person you were born to be. But most individuals never make it that far. Why? Because it's hard. Because growth is uncomfortable. But suffering is a sign you're headed in the correct path. When it feels challenging, that's when it matters most. That's when you're being sculpted, not in the easy moments, but in the fire, the strain, the resistance. Your dream doesn't reside on the couch. Your calling isn't hiding in routine. It's out there on the brink of terror, in the domain of uncertainty. That's where the magic is. So ask yourself, are you living or just surviving? Are you chasing your purpose or avoiding pain? Because you can't have both. The comfort zone is cunning. It disguises itself as tranquility, but it's actually stagnation in disguise. It tells you to wait until you're ready, but you're never truly ready for the next level. Growth doesn't arrive with a flawless invitation. It comes with resistance. It comes with failure, and that's okay. Because failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the process. Every mistake, every error is teaching you, changing you, polishing you. But none of it can happen if you stay parked in the familiar. You have to quit negotiating with your potential. Stop reducing yourself to meet the restrictions of your existing situation. The world will only meet you at the level you show up, not where you aspire to be, but where you behave. You don't become stronger by hoping. You develop stronger by standing up, showing up, and pushing forward, especially when it's uncomfortable. That's when you become someone new. That's when you realize the pain of progress is transient, but the pain of regret lasts forever. So today, make the sixth week, not when it feels easier. Today, because the clock is ticking whether you move or not. Time will pass either way, but the question is, would you let it pass by watching others live your dream, or will you use it to develop yours? The world needs what you have. But first, you need to leave the comfort zone behind and step bravely into who you were always intended to become. No one ever made history by staying comfortable. The stories that inspire us, the ones that kindle a fire in our spirits, are about people who risked something. People who stepped into the unknown without guarantees. They weren't fearless, they were just brave enough to act in spite of dread. That's what differentiates people who achieve greatness from those who settle for mediocrity. The courage to be uncomfortable in pursuit of something greater. You could think staying outside your comfort zone is protecting you, but in truth, it's robbing you. It's stealing your confidence, your creativity, your edge. Because comfort might seem nice in the short term, but over time it dulls your soul. You lose the hunger, you lose the fire. You lose the one thing that makes life fascinating, possibilities. And before you know it, years have passed, and you're still waiting for the right moment to begin. That moment is now. Growth doesn't wait. Remember, every great version of you, the stronger, smarter, more fulfilled version, is on the other side of a decision. A decision to cease playing tiny, to cease letting fear call the shots, to get comfortable being unpleasant. And once you make that transition, once you start chasing progress instead of comfort, everything changes. Not simply what you do, but who you become. Your comfort zone isn't simply a place, it's an attitude. It's the voice in your head that whispers, "What if I fail?" But here's the better question. What if you fly? What if the life you've envisaged is waiting only one courageous step away, one decision, one moment of courage? Fear will always try to shrink your view. It will convince you to aim lower, dream smaller, and stay safe. But you weren't built for tiny dreams. You were made to stretch, to climb, to rise, even when it's hard. Success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who act. Those who turn up every day with an attitude of growth, who seek discomfort like training ground. The individuals who alter their life are not the ones who have all the answers, they're the ones who are prepared to try, to fail, and to try again. Progress doesn't arrive all at once. It comes one daring choice at a time. You won't always feel ready. But action doesn't need permission. It just needs commitment. So if you're wary of living on the sidelines of your own potential, make today the turning point. Let today be the moment you stop letting fear write your story. You don't need flawless conditions, you just need the confidence to begin. Because once you start stepping out of your comfort zone, you'll realize something powerful. The life you're capable of has been waiting for you all along. Greatness isn't discovered in convenience, it's forged in adversity. You don't grow by doing what's easy. You grow when you stretch beyond what you thought was possible, when you quit waiting for permission and start making your own path. The people who climb, who lead, who make legacies, they don't have less worries. They just refuse to let those worries determine their destiny. They use fear as fuel, not as a finish line. Your comfort zone may feel like a haven of control, but it's actually where your dreams go to die slowly. Every day spent in hesitation is a day your potential remains untapped. Every excuse, every delay, every tomorrow, it mounts up, not just in time lost, but in confidence lost. Because the longer you stay still, the harder it is to imagine movement is even conceivable. And that's the actual cost of comfort, not what you avoid, but what you miss. You were not born to be ordinary. You were not supposed to settle into routines that dampen your ambition. Inside you, there's a vision, something bigger than a paycheck, bigger than habit, bigger than comfort. It's the quiet voice that says, you're made for more. And the only way to answer that calling is to step out, even when it's hard, even when it's ugly, even when the conclusion is unknown. And certainly, the voyage beyond your comfort zone is packed with uncertainty. You will experience skepticism, setbacks, criticism. But guess what? That's the journey everyone takes to attain something worthwhile. No one ever looked back at their life and felt proud of what they avoided. They felt pleased of what they overcame. It's not the comfort you'll remember, it's the courage. So now the question isn't, can you do this? The real question is, will you pick this? Will you trade comfort for growth, fear for faith in yourself, safety for purpose? Your future self is waiting, watching, hoping you make the move. Don't keep that version of you waiting forever. Step out. Take the chance. Break free. Your potential is not behind you, it's ahead, just over the border of your comfort zone. Too many individuals spend their lives creating walls around what they already know instead of bridges to who they could become. They mix being busy with being productive, being safe with being successful. But remaining comfortable isn't keeping static, it's moving backwards. Because when you're standing motionless, the world keeps turning, opportunities pass, time moves. And someone with less talent but more daring will take the spot you were supposed to occupy. Comfort fools you into believing that good enough is enough, that average is acceptable. But deep down, you know it's not. You weren't meant to wake up hating your day. You weren't supposed to quiet your voice, your aspirations, your vision only to fit into a box you've outgrown. Growth isn't a luxury, it's a need. It's how you become fully alive, the alternative life of regret. A life when you almost tried, almost believed, almost became everything you could have become. There will never be a perfect time, never a faultless plan. There will always be reasons to wait, but none of them will ever be worth more than the cost of losing your moment. And here's the truth, you already have everything you need to begin. Not all the answers, not all the abilities, but the willingness, the fire. The decision to say, I refuse to settle. That's where every breakthrough starts. You have to stop looking for clarity and start choosing courage. Stop waiting for the fear to go away and start action anyhow. It's all right to be uncertain. It's acceptable to doubt yourself sometimes. What's not okay is allowing that doubt define you. You don't need to be perfect to make progress. You just need to be committed. Committed to the climb. Committed to something higher than ease. So the next time fear shows up, and it will, don't run. Stand up. Let it remind you that you're getting near to something worthwhile. Let anger propel you, not paralyze you. Because in the end, your life will be shaped not by the chances you took, but by the ones you didn't. And when it's all said and done, make sure your tale says this: I chose progress. I selected challenge. I chose to rise. We all have dreams, ambitions, and objectives that set our hearts on fire. But for most of us, those dreams are buried by layers of justifications, uncertainty, and fear. We convince ourselves, I'll start tomorrow, or I'm not ready yet. But the truth is, tomorrow is never promised, and ready is a myth. The optimal conditions will never arrive. You have to construct them. The longer you stay locked in the pattern of waiting for the right time, the more your potential slips away. The time is now, and it starts with a choice to act. If you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. Simple as that. The path to success isn't a straight line, and it surely isn't paved with ease. It's messy. It's unpredictable. But that's where the magic happens. It's where you realize what you're actually capable of. The only way to unlock the doors to your greatness is by taking risks, making errors, and trusting that each step, even the erroneous ones, are part of the path. Your comfort zone is like a cage formed by your own worries and restrictions. It keeps you safe, but only in the way that a bird feels safe when its wings are clipped. You're intended to soar. You're designed to test limits and see exactly how far you can fly. You'll never experience the pleasure of freedom until you let go of that cage, step outside, and spread your wings. The view from the other side of fear is more magnificent than you can imagine. Think about the last time you actually challenged yourself. The last time you took a jump into the unknown and came out stronger on the other side. That feeling of pride and growth, that's where true satisfaction rests. The basic fact is, you don't know your entire ability unless you confront it. You'll amaze yourself with what you're capable of when you move outside of your comfort zone. You've been playing it safe for long enough. It's time to push your limitations. The nicest part about breaking free from your comfort zone, it's addictive. Once you take that first step into discomfort, you'll start to seek the growth that follows. You'll start seeing obstacles as opportunities. You'll learn to embrace the process of being, of changing, of redefining yourself. It's no longer about merely achieving a goal, it's about appreciating the journey of growth and transformation. So ask yourself, who do you want to be on the other side of this? The person who stayed stuck in the safe zone, or the one who took a chance and constructed a life beyond their wildest dreams? The truth is, growth is uncomfortable. It's intended to be. If growth were easy, everyone would do it. But the fact that it's hard is exactly what makes it worth it. The route to success is full of hurdles, but those problems are the things that form your resilience, your character, and your strength. If you're not willing to endure the suffering, you'll never enjoy the rewards. You can't climb a mountain without first putting up the effort to climb it. But when you reach the top, the view will be amazing. Most individuals desire results without the work. They desire the rewards but aren't willing to pay the price. But here's the secret: the price of success is always the discomfort of doing what others aren't ready to do. It's the late nights, the risk of failure. But guess what? Every successful person you respect has experienced the same problem. They didn't get to where they are by being comfortable. They got there because they determined to make the hard decisions when everyone else was settling for ease. When you move out of your comfort zone, you break the bonds that have been holding you back. You realize you're capable of more than you ever dreamed. You open a part of yourself that's been dormant, waiting for you to tap into it. And once you've experienced that level of growth, you'll never be satisfied with the status quo again. You'll crave more challenges, more risks, more opportunities to prove to yourself that you can do the unattainable. You don't need anyone's permission to grow. The only permission you need is your own. It's time to quit waiting for someone else to tell you you're ready. You don't need a green light, you need a decision. A commitment to say, I'm done playing small. It's time to trust that you have what it takes to rise above your worries, your doubts, and the opinions of others. It's time to take action, even if you don't feel ready, because the truth is, you'll never feel 100% ready. But you'll never know your full potential unless you try. So, take a time and think about where you want to be a year from now. What kind of life do you wish to have? What kind of person do you want to become? The decisions you make today will shape that future. If you keep staying where you are, nothing will change. But if you venture into the unknown, embrace discomfort, and push past your fears, your future self will appreciate you for making the daring choice to grow. Don't allow fear stop you from becoming the person you were always intended to be. You have everything inside you right now to create the life you wish. The only thing standing between you and your potential is your willingness to venture past your comfort zone. You already have the vision, the skill, the resources, but those things mean nothing if you're not willing to take action. The cosmos doesn't respond to hesitancy, it responds to the bold. It responds to the people who resolve to move, despite their anxieties. And once you decide to relocate, everything else will start aligning with you. The magic happens when you take the jump, even when the ground underneath you appears unsure. That leap is an act of trust in yourself, faith that no matter how difficult it seems, no matter how daunting the road ahead looks, you have the power to figure it out. You have the resilience to adapt. You have the fortitude to keep going forward even when the road isn't apparent. And in that place, you'll discover the version of yourself that you were always destined to be. Imagine a life where you continuously choose development over comfort, action over fear, and challenges over complacency. How much more powerful, how much more fulfilled would you be? It's not about avoiding the discomfort, it's about leaning into it, developing through it, and realizing that every hurdle is an opportunity for you to become stronger, smarter, and more capable. With each new difficulty you confront, you become more aligned with your genuine potential. And the best part, you'll learn to love the process. If you want to achieve anything genuinely amazing, you have to be willing to go into the unknown. The uncertainty is where invention happens. It's where breakthroughs occur. It's where you discover the courage to push past the constraints you've imposed on yourself. So stop waiting for the perfect moment to arrive. There will never be a perfect time. The time to take action is always right now. And each instant you delay only pulls you further away from the life you're capable of living. Remember this: no one ever reached the peak of the mountain without first stepping from the firm ground they knew. Every great success story starts with the decision to risk, to move, and to trust the adventure. And while it's natural to be terrified, realize that fear is merely a signal that you're on the correct path. You're doing something that matters. Something that will challenge you to your boundaries and transform you in ways you can't even imagine yet. That's where brilliance begins. Well beyond the comfort zone, you receive one life, one shot. Don't spend it in the waiting room of maybe later. Don't allow your comfort zone become your cage. Step out. Even if you stumble, even if you fail, because every stride forward is a step toward the life you were destined to live. Your potential is waiting, but it won't wait forever. So what will you choose, comfort or growth?